Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Ginja and Bo Podcast. It is me, Bo, and my friend, Ginja.
Hello.
So we're back. We're back this week too.
On our own as well. No special guests this week.
No special guest this week. Well, I thought it would have been nice to have just a week just the two of us.
Yeah, that's
before we have a next guest, because I might have found another guest. So
okay.
he may be either on in one of the next episodes. So yeah, our life continues in
Does
it? Well, no, it doesn't exactly. That's what I was about to say. It continues in the merry land of lockdown, which is almost over. It's almost over.
True, it's almost over, but it'll probably get worse again.
Oh no, definitely. I'm not doubting it, but yes, it is almost over, and not that much will change after it, because now you can actually go outside of your house, which is nice.
I mean, it depends what tier you're in, really. How much
that
better
is
or worse
true.
it is.
What tier are you in?
I'm in tier 2.
Oh, okay. I'll be in tier 2 when it ends up.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because London is in tier 2. I think I don't know. Which is nice. At least there's a bit more freedom.
Yeah, but it doesn't change anything I plan on doing, so I will.
Oh no, definitely not. I'll still stay at home and not go anywhere, so yeah. Absolutely not. I'll just be stuck at home playing video games.
You make it sound like such a bad thing.
Definitely.
I'm having a great time. I've played so many games that I would never have gotten around to playing.
That is true.
Lockdown.
That is true.
Or playing the games I would have got around to playing just a lot earlier than I ever thought I would.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, that's been a big thing for me too, especially because at least last year I used to play a lot of games, but
yeah,
I was busy with extra hobbies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I very rarely got chance. Last year, I very rarely got chances other than during the holidays to sit down and actually play a game.
Yeah, literally, properly play a game. A bit. I had some downtime, but I'd always end up playing Skyrim anyway. So,
of course.
So yeah, literally throughout the lockdown, I played Jedi Fallen Order, and I got to stack in a ton of hours on Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know, right? And a lot of hours on Hearts of Iron 4.
I still need to play the MMO. I've played the original RPG that BioWare did.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, I played that and I loved that. That was a lot of fun.
That's good, yeah.
But I did always want to try the MMO.
The MMO is, in my opinion, it's good. It depends a lot on a lot of things. The combat is, MMO combat, so don't expect anything fancy. It's just you have a fuck ton of abilities, press the correct key on your computer to use it.
Yeah.
And luckily I have an MMO mouse, the one that has 12 keys on the side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 12 buttons on the side. So luckily I can just use them all. I've hotkeyed them all to my mouse, and I can easily use them there. And it makes the combat a little more engaging, but not much.
Thing is, with any MMO, I only really want to play it if I can get a group of friends who want to start from the beginning with me.
Yeah,
or you got friends who are, or at least friends who are playing it in general. Otherwise, I find MMOs just a bit boring on their own.
Oh no, definitely same. But I think the redeeming feature, that's the word, of SWTOR, as I like to call it,
Yeah.
or, as many call Star Wars: The Old Republic, is the fact that the story is kind of engaging, kind of in the sense that it's still railroaded, but well, not all of them. One of the classes doesn't have a railroaded story, but at least you get the different dialogue options.
Okay, yeah.
Which is fun. And but it's not like your actions do make a difference, except for one of them, but.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It's fun. The story is still interesting. The fun thing is that each class gets its own story. Plus, there's a ton of expansions, which are all free if you just subscribe once, and the subscription is very cheap.
Yeah,
it's like eight quid, I think. So there is a lot of content, and the story, apparently, the expansion story, especially the later ones, is very good.
Yeah.
So I recommend it because you'll get in a lot of hours, and especially if you want to have different characters, you get to see different stories, and yeah, it's also their stories are slightly linked, very slightly, but you see very different aspects of the galaxy, and yeah, So I'd recommend playing it if you are in a Star Wars phase. That's when I played it. Over lockdown, I had my big Star Wars phase and just wanted to play all of the Star Wars games. Well, not all of them, just SWTOR and 4 and
yeah.
And on a Star Wars high, it's quite pleasant to play. On any other normal game, it's an MMO, so it gets a bit repetitive. But yeah, it's fun. I enjoyed it. So I would recommend if you to give it a try. I don't know if you'd like it, but you might.
I'll give it a go at some point.
Give it a go. Yeah, it's free anyway, so
that is true. If it's free, I might give it a go.
It's completely free until you reach max level.
Yeah, but it's the same with most MMOs these days. They let you play for a fair amount while it's free, and then you get hooked, and then you're willing to pay for it.
Oh yeah.
Because even something like World of Warcraft's free for quite a fair chunk of it now.
That's free till level 20, I think, which apparently in WoW is like quick. Especially in it's very easy nowadays to reach level 20 in WoW. Because they just want you to play all of the expansions, of course.
I've always been tempted to start that, but then I also don't want to have to pay for it.
I played a little bit. I played till level 20.
Actually, how much is that World of Warcraft subscription?
Expensive. It's very expensive. I'll Google it for you, but it's one of the things that is still like ridiculously expensive.
But it's because the people who are still obsessed with it will pay for it.
Oh no, definitely. It has such a big fan base.
I'm just looking because it's like there's an expansion for it, which is like 35 quid. That's the thing is I hate games that have subscriptions but also have expansions you have to pay extra for.
Yeah,
that seems a bit ridiculous. Okay, so if you're paying monthly, it's 10 quid a month.
It's 10 quid a month. If you get the 6-month deal, is 52 quid, which averages about to 8 quid a month. So yeah, average out between 10 and 8 quid a month, depending on how willing you are to commit to it. Yeah. So, which is essentially that's the only thing that.
Does it include all the expansions though? Because I know. Or do you have to pay extra? Oh, okay, that's good.
Not all of them. It includes...
Because I remember there's other ones where one of my favourite ones I used to love playing was DC Heroes or something, DC Universe.
Oh, I played DC Universe Online.
Yeah,
I literally played 6 hours of that.
Oh, I really enjoyed it. But they have loads of like expansions and stuff. But if you're subscribed, the expansions are part of the subscription fees.
Yeah, that's the same with SWTOR. With Star Wars.
No, it's pretty good. Oh, yes. Oh. Apparently you can get DC Universe on Switch now.
Yeah, it's on Switch, I know.
Why?
I know.
Why would you want to do that?
Time to kill. I don't know if you want a free game on Switch.
Is it free on Switch as well? Because actually,
Is it?
I think it is free on Switch because that's actually quite tempting.
I mean, yeah. If you want to play a game with shittier graphics,
I know, but I love trying out a game that I've played on like a big beefier console on the Switch to see how it compares.
Yeah. I don't know. The thing is with that's the thing with Switch games. I like the Switch. Don't get me wrong, but only for games made for Switch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
So not ported games, because depends if they're ported well. For example, okay, I got City Skylines. You know City Skylines, right?
Yeah.
It's a Sim City but better, and less colorful and more or less fun depending on what you prefer. It's Sim City but done well.
Yeah.
And I got that on Switch because I thought, well, I mean, the Switch is the ultimate console I play when I have no other console around.
Yeah.
So, or when I'm traveling, especially when I'm traveling.
Fair.
So I thought, oh, that'll be great because it's a city builder. That's literally a game made to kill time. Like city builders are the ultimate. They'll just sit there and just relax playing a city builder. And to be fair, it's not ported badly. It's ported quite well because it works fine. You can get all of it working. Like it's not, the interface isn't fidgety or anything. The only thing is just in the end is the frame rate. Sometimes you get with bigger cities like heavier frame rate, and also the graphics are minimum graphics, which is a bit tricky. Which you get the same. I got Dark Souls remastered on the Switch, and that works okay. It's the graphics are still shit.
Yeah, fair.
Despite the fact that it's literally original Dark Souls with slightly different textures. And same goes with Skyrim. They work okay, but I don't know. The only games I've really, really enjoyed on Switch, I think, which I haven't even really, really enjoyed, which I have enjoyed, are the games made for Switch. So,
they're usually the best ones.
Oh yeah, I'm playing 3 Houses now, as I mentioned last week.
Yeah,
and it works. It works good. Like the frame rate, there are. I haven't had any frame rate issues for now, but it's slightly annoying because for example, some of the cutscenes in the game are in 480 rather than 720.
Yeah,
which is annoying. I'm thinking, well, it should be at least in 720. Also, when I play it in dock, the textures aren't super smooth. Like you can see pixels on them, and I'm thinking, okay, fine. So yeah, but it's still fun. I don't mind that too much.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So, what else have you been playing, or what have we both been playing?
No, I haven't. Well, nothing interesting for me. You probably played something more interesting than me since I've been watching your streams. There is Dragon Age.
Well, yeah, Dragon Age is what I'm playing a lot. Nearly finished Dragon Age.
Yeah,
which is going to be fun. Well, nearly finished the main story. I think I'm at a high enough level to finish it, but I'm not certain. I don't know. I managed to beat all of the. It's getting difficult. I managed to beat all the secret boss. Well, there's 2 secret bosses really, and I've beaten all of them with very little difficulty. And I'm hoping they were tougher than the final boss, but they might not be. Then literally just got to beat a big dragon, and then I'm done.
Oh,
and then I've got the DLC as well. There's a bunch of extra DLCs that take place after the main story. I've got the Awakening pack, which is like a whole mini campaign, which should go on a while. Then there's the ones where it's like Witch Hunt, where you're searching for Morrigan, which which is quite fun, but that's quite short. And then that is all of it, I think.
Okay.
Or at least all the interesting ones.
Yeah.
There's one that takes place underground, but that's not very interesting. There's one where you get to play as Darkspawn, which can be quite fun, actually.
I mean, I have no idea what they are.
Darkspawn are like the main monsters you're fighting, and it's an alternate universe where it's the final battle, but you're controlling the baddies, and you're killing the main characters.
That's fun.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an alternate ending where the heroes lose basically, but it's quite fun because I think you can go up against the heroes that you've created.
Yeah,
and with the armor and powers that they have and everything.
That's cool. That's a very well. I like when games have these small details. I think it's very gratifying. And gratifying and satisfying. And you just find these cool things where, or like for example, when Fire Emblem series is the big one for this, where you kill sometimes an enemy, which is you're not forced to kill, and maybe it changes the story, like in small ways sometimes, which I think is cool. It's always so satisfying to do that, and you find it later in the game, and you're like, oh shit, I did that. That's so cool. I remember that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The other games I've been playing, which is inspired by you and Violet last week talking about it, was Catherine.
Oh yeah. Of course, we were talking about that.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it till you guys mentioned it, and then I looked it up. Thought it looks alright. I got the original Catherine on Steam because it was cheap, and oh my god, it's so good. And then
I've heard a lot about
I liked it so much, I then bought Full Bodied, which is this. It's basically the same game, but it's got loads of extra things thrown at it and like better graphics and everything as well. So I've been playing both. I've only just started the Full Bodied, which is the bigger one.
Yeah.
But already I'm like, okay, this is different in some big ways.
So is it, because I've only seen gameplays of it. I've only seen, small gameplays. Sorry, an ambulance is literally pulled up in front of my house, and I'm like,
okay. Fair enough.
Well, no, it's gone now. It was just moving.
Okay.
I thought it was pulling up. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Anyway.
No. So the gameplay, it's weird. So it's just like, there's like the two sides of it, kind of like Persona, insofar as you have the standard run around, chatting to people, responding to messages, just letting the story unfold and learning more about it. And then the actual main chunk of the gameplay is this is a puzzle game.
Yeah.
Which is literally, it's just, you've got this big tower you've got to climb up. You push and pull blocks to make a path up. Blocks have specific things, like some of them collapse, some of them hurt you if you stand on it too long.
Yeah.
So it's quite simple, but the concept, but the game, it actually gets quite addictive of like trying to figure out how you're going to get up, and it's very difficult. Like, I started it on the hardest difficulty just to give it a go, couldn't get past the first level, so restarted on normal difficulty, and some levels I just fly up and it's easy. Other levels I actually really have to stop and think, like, I don't actually know what I'm doing.
That's good. That's always good with a game.
Yeah. And they're also,
especially with puzzles.
There are also like boss fights and stuff at the same time.
Pushing the blocks.
Well, so like there's normally the area below you is just sort of like slowly falling away. So after a while you can't go any further down, otherwise you'll just die. But then boss fights, there's also something climbing up as well. So if you go too low down, it's going to get you. But also it's like throwing attacks at you, like you've got to run and dodge them before you can climb up. And it's a lot of fun. You can very much tell it's done by the same people who do Persona. It's got a very similar sort of feel to it, even if it's a very different game.
Yeah, because you mentioned that there's there's gameplay outside the blocks stuff.
Yeah.
So that's very much like the day mode in Persona.
Yeah, like the day mode, like that. Yeah, Persona is very similar. Well, somewhat similar. It's more restricted. It's like all of it takes place in a bar, and people come and go from the bar. You've got your phone where you can respond to people's messages and stuff.
That's cool.
There's like a morality gauge in it, so it's like who you talk to and what you say affects your morality or something, or how your main character feels.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to pick it up. It's I've always seen it, and
definitely I would say, because I looked up a lot about which one to get. I would say get Classic first, which you can get Classic on Steam. It was £7, but it might have gone up. The sale might have ended.
Yeah. Wait. Okay, so Classic and not directly full body.
So no, so it's Catherine Classic and Catherine Full Body.
Yeah, but why shouldn't I get first full body?
I would say go for Classic because it's the Classic one, and go play the game how it was meant to. Because Full Bodied adds in it's similar to Persona and Persona 5 Royal, but people have said because of the things they add into Full Bodied, it's actually better to play the original first. Some people disagree of whether it's better.
Yeah.
Because, well, one of the main things, so in the original one, the main sort of story is the whole Vincent's got his longtime girlfriend who wants to marry him, but he's very unsure, and then he has an affair with this other girl called Catherine.
Yeah, I know, it's one, they're both called Catherine.
One's with a K, one's with a C.
Yeah, one's with a K.
But in the Full Bodied, they add in a third romantic character. I've not seen much about her yet. They thrown in a third one, and people are like, it kind of takes away a lot of the drama, because it's the whole he's choosing between the two extremes, really.
Yeah.
But now you've sort of just thrown in this third character, and apparently the game very much pushes you to go for her. Yeah. Which, to be honest, from what I see, because I've not got far in Full Bodied, I've just played mostly Classic one. Right now, I'm looking at both the options, and I'm just like, I don't like either of these people. I don't like Vincent either. Like, I'm intrigued. I want to know what happens, but I feel even though it feels like the game's trying to get you to go for one or the other, I'm like, can I choose neither? Because on the one hand, you've got Catherine with a C, who's the one he has the affair with. She's terrifying. And I'm like, I don't want to go with her. She literally just said if I did anything to upset her, she'd kill me. And then, the one he's already dating, I'm like, actually, she's not too bad. You're the one sort of pissing her about. Like, if you don't want to be with her, tell her. Like, don't just jerk her around all this time. I can kind of see why she's getting pissed off.
Yeah.
But see where it goes, where I think the new character they add in is very much the perfect girl for Vincent and doesn't care that he's done these bad things and stuff. So it's like, well, you're making it a bit obvious who you intend him to be with.
Yeah.
Whereas I guess the moment you could argue that, it's up to you really who you go with. They're both valid choices. But I just think both characters are kind of scary.
Definitely. Then I'll definitely try out Classic and then Full Body. I was looking at a few images. The guy looks a bit like Kamoshida from Persona. He gives me a bit those vibes. I thought, great. Anyway, it's funny because it's a game about lust. Lol.
Yeah. One thing I like the voice of the guy. I think he does it. I can't remember what the character, the voice actor's called. His voice is so familiar. He's that guy who does voices for pretty much half the big games that exist. Like, I'm pretty sure it's Booker DeWitt from BioShock Infinite, and then a whole bunch of other characters. Troy
Baker.
Yeah.
Troy, let me.
I'm pretty sure that's who I'm thinking of.
He's an actor.
His voice is so familiar the whole way through. Yeah, BioShock Infinite. He
is the voice of Booker then.
Yeah, he does the voice of Joel in The Last of Us. Arkham Knight in Batman Arkham Knight.
The voice of the Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also voices Batman in one of the Lego Batman games. So
yeah,
I've got his
I was
IMDb
looking at
up.
his... Oh, okay.
He does just a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And it's reached that point where there's characters. I just sort of see a character that has. I hear a character with his voice. It's like that character just ends up being the same character to me.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Though I'm pretty sure he's also a voice in Persona 4 as well.
Oh, okay. I had the same reaction. I remember when I was watching your Persona 5 stream, and and I hadn't met Yusuke yet, and I immediately heard your voice, and I was like, oh, wow, that's Matt Mercer. Like he's another one of the guys that if you know his voice, you immediately recognize his tone. Yeah, he's another very famous voice actor.
There's even when the characters are different, though. You always sort of end up associating that character with the other characters they played.
Yeah. Well, depends. I don't know. I think it depends. For example, Matt Mercer is also very famous for voicing McCree on Overwatch, which is has a completely different voice. He's like a southern cowboy.
Fair enough.
Whilst Yusuke is the artistic Japanese student, and I don't know. It's very different. Then.
The guy the Tom Baker guy or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He also voices
Troy Baker.
Voices Hobbs in Fable 3. Who is Hobbs? I thought I recognised the character. Now I forgot who that character was.
I haven't played.
You not played Fable?
I started Fable 1.
Okay, Fable 1's not the best.
And I don't know, I felt it was quite slow.
That's the thing. Fable 1 is very slow, so I wouldn't recommend that as your...
Aren't they linked?
No, not particularly. There's so the first one takes place when there's loads and loads of heroes running around, and then the second one is a couple hundred years later after all the heroes have gone, but there's you're one of the final remaining heroes or something. And then the third one you play as the previous hero's son. So the 2 and 3, the thing is, they're all linked somewhat by story, but you could easily play one without playing.
Yeah, but will it be a case where I can port my save file, and when I see that option, I'll be like, oh, you can't?
No, there's no save file porting, unfortunately.
Oh, so you don't, your actions in the previous games don't impact the later?
No, not at all. Because it's very default, because in the second one, you can play as a woman rather than as a guy. But no matter what... And first one, you can only play as a guy, but the second one, you can choose male or female. But no matter which one you choose in the third one, it's always the previous king was the hero. So it doesn't. There's no actual overlap, really.
Yeah.
It's just if you want to play the previous ones. Storyline wise, there's no reason to have played any of the other ones before playing them. I would say start with 2 or 3. And don't, unless you absolutely adore Fable, I wouldn't even bother going back and doing 1.
Yeah.
I've done 1, and it's alright. I think the story's really good, but the gameplay is just so slow.
Okay.
Nothing happens particularly interestingly for ages. Whereas with 2, you have a little bit of an opening where you're just running around as a small child doing things. It's not that bad, but it's not that great. But then the story gets really interesting, and then the gameplay gets really interesting. And 3 gets going a lot quicker.
Yeah, but I'll give a go to 2, because I tried 1 and it was very slow and nothing was happening, and I didn't really like the main character. I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool that you start as a child, but also kind of...
2 is interesting because you start as a child as
in
well.
In 1.
Oh yeah, but 2 you start as a child as well, there is the beginning's quite relatively interesting. It's not the best, but it gets once you've done like the beginning bit, which is, as I said, it's not too bad. I've done much worse. It then suddenly gets really like you want to know what the hell's going on, and then your character quite quickly ages to like in his 20s or something, and then you start being able to actually do what you want. There is a slight overlap, especially with the character Teresa, who's like the seer that appears in the second one. She appears in all of the games, and you learn more about her backstory in the first one, but that's it.
Yeah.
I played 2 first and wasn't confused or anything.
Okay, fair enough. Then I'll probably just play. I don't know. I want to play 1, but
I wouldn't start with 1 because you won't enjoy it till much later.
Yeah, that's true. Oh well. But yeah, apart from that, I've the only new game I haven't played any new games because I just got a new game.
Yeah.
And despite all the discounts on Steam and Black Friday and everything, there was literally nothing that tickled my fancy.
Oh literally. Yeah, there's nothing. There hasn't been anything that good.
The only thing that tickled my fancy on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, whatever, was a slight discount on the Hearts of Iron 4 DLC. That's it. That is literally it. Which I can get for cheaper on G2A anyways.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which, to be fair, it is true that G2A isn't the most ethical place to get games, but oh well. Not dissing G2A, please G2A, if you're
don't sue us
listening to this, don't get offended. Don't remove us from possible sponsorship list. I doubt this will happen.
Are we really going to get sponsored by G2A?
Doubt it.
Can you imagine?
I don't think they even give out sponsorship. I've never heard anyone. Lol. But yeah, literally nothing that tickled my fancy. So, my girlfriend. So I was chatting with my girlfriend, and she was. I noticed she was playing, the Harry Potter phone game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, was she playing that? Oh, God.
Yeah, I know. God,
it was so bad. Like, I tried getting into it, but I just couldn't.
I don't know. Okay, it's annoying because it's that horrible format of mobile game.
Yeah.
With energy.
I know.
God. Which I absolutely hate. Don't get me wrong.
Where it wants you to play an hour every single day.
Exactly.
And then, but no more, no less.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit more than an hour every single day. It's especially good if you have nothing else to play. In my case, I did have else to play. Which is funny why I downloaded it. It's just my girlfriend. I noticed she was sat next to me. And I was just, I looked up and was like, oh, I remember having that game. Let me try to download it. And of course it doesn't save your previous character, obviously. Yeah. So I had to start a new one, which was kind of annoying, but I didn't get that far anyway because I just played it. Like, I imagine like you did when it came out.
Yeah,
and then apparently they've added a lot of things. There's a lot of more things you can do, and I don't know. It's interesting because it's the only existing Harry Potter. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of the Harry Potter. Well, Harry Potter is okay. Harry Potter fans I hate.
Fair enough.
Lol. It's just the ones that say they're like, I don't know, 40 and I'm such a Gryffindor. let me go
says that.
Everyone and pay my mortgage. What?
But also, actually, I think pretty much everyone hates Gryffindor at this point.
Well, not just Gryffindor, but like any person who uses their Harry Potter house to identify, like, as a personality in life.
Yeah, fair. But everyone hates
You're 40. Go for
Gryffindor and Hufflepuff. No one wants to be those houses. Everyone either wants to be a Ravenclaw or a Slytherin.
That's true, but I mean, well, who the fuck cares? Honestly, who the fuck cares? It's a book for children.
You're such Slytherin.
I'm not.
Are you not?
I'm in my 20s.
No, but if you did, you've done.
I'm a graduate in my 20s. Okay.
You got Slytherin, didn't you?
Yeah, of course.
Knew it.
Of course I did. But still, who cares? We're adults.
I know, but it's still funny that you're saying all of this, but I'm like, I could easily tell what house you were in.
Yeah, okay, because I am very yeah, because it's either if you're an extrovert, you're either a Gryffindor or a Slytherin.
I mean, what do you think I am? Or do you know what I am?
I know you what Ravenclaw?
Yeah. Also, yeah. I'd like to just point out
because
to
you're a big
watching,
fucking nerd.
You're complaining about Harry Potter. You were the president of a Harry Potter society at university.
In my defense, I was drunk with power. And
yeah, I'm aware, but
no, okay.
You can't bash Harry Potter
There's a feasible reason why I became president. So, for context, for all the listeners, I've never read any of the books. I've never cared about any of the books. Sure, I always enjoyed the universe, the concept of the magical school, school.
Yeah.
With all the magic and all the wizards. And I like the movies, don't get me wrong, they're not my favorite movies. They're okay, I enjoy them. And I enjoyed the whole thing and some of the lore about it. Never read any of the lore, but it's fun to, to know and to chat with your friends. Do the test together with your friends, and they're like, oh, that's the house, that's funny, yeah. And this was when I was back in high school. In university, I thought, well, a few of my housemates were kind of not huge Harry Potter fans, but Harry Potter fans, like big Harry Potter fans, and they enjoyed them a lot. And so we said, okay, let's go to the first meeting of the society. Why not? Let's try it out. And when I went there, I actually enjoyed it. They put a lot of effort in it. They did games, and the best part was that I socialized with some people there, especially with two guys, which like me, they were bigger fans of Harry Potter than me, but they weren't the kind of fan that just screams in your face. They were just chill dudes. So, and then we ended up like going out after the society meetings to get a drink, which was the best part about the meeting. So we just end up going to the meetings to go out for drinks afterwards. and then I ended up, I don't know, I built up a big personality and thought, why not? Why not run for president of the society? That'll be fun. It wasn't. The next year I hated it because you actually have responsibility and didn't care about it.
Oh, I know. I heard all about it.
Yeah. I honestly, didn't care. People will put way too much effort into it, and I don't know. Also, no one else was running for the position. That's also why I ran.
All right, fair enough.
The only other person ran as a joke because I was.
Okay.
So,
I know who. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I did that.
But, I know, but anytime you say anything about Harry Potter, I'm just going to throw this at you. Just like, yeah, but you ran a Harry Potter society for a whole year. So...
I ran a Harry Potter society for a year without knowing anything about Harry Potter. Well, not anything, but without having, not knowing anything about Harry Potter. Because the more I think about, the little I know. Well, I've seen the movies after having only seen the movies a couple of times. Like, not all of them, I think.
Oh God.
No, I've seen all of them. I've seen all of them.
Okay, you have seen all of them.
I've seen, for example, I think I've seen Deathly Hallows Part 1 once when it came out.
Okay.
Maybe twice. Same with Deathly Hallows Part 2, maybe twice. But apart from that, yeah. That's the thing.
Are you going to get the new Harry Potter game when it comes out?
Yeah, I will. I will because I don't know, because well, depends. Okay, depends. That's the thing. When it comes out, I'll see the reviews and then choose whether or not to buy it.
I don't know anything about it so far.
Oh no, they haven't. I don't think they've.
It looks pretty cool. I think.
I mean, they haven't. They've literally just released a trailer saying
I know
cinematic. I think saying.
Oh yeah, at the moment it's just cinematic. Yeah. It looks like, but they've also got some like look of how the design of the game will look, not just film.
Well, wait for the gameplay trailer. That's always a good sign. If the gameplay trailer looks good, then it might be worth trying.
It's set like hundreds of years before any series, isn't it?
It's 100 years before, I think. It's in the 19th century, at the end of the night. It's like in Victorian era, I think.
It's before Fantastic Beasts is set.
Well, okay, then Victorian.
It says the 1800s, yeah.
No, well, the 1800s is very vague. Literally 100 years. You could go from the Napoleonic Wars to Victorian times, where a million things changed.
Yeah, at the very least, it's going to be on PS4 and Xbox One, so I don't have to get a PS5.
It?
That's apparently what it says. Next year, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4.
It's next year already.
Yeah, next year.
Okay.
So I don't have to buy a PS5 just to play it, which would be nice.
Yeah, exactly. Also, you know what's coming out in 10 days?
Is that Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk 2077. I'm very excited.
I've not been following it.
I hadn't been following it. Well, I've just followed when they announced Keanu Reeves that he was going to be in the game. I remember when he came out on the stage and the guy was like, "You're breathtaking," and he turns around and he's like, "No, you're breathtaking." Fucking Keanu. And just recently after they said that they hadn't been releasing a lot of stuff until they announced a delay. And now they've just dropped a million like gameplay trailers and content. And I've watched one of them and it looks really cool. It looks really well done. Of course, I'm not going to buy it on launch because what am I, mad? First of all, do I have 60 euros to spend? No, of course. Second, I'd never buy a game on launch unless I was going to be sure it was going to be a success or if it's Pokemon. That's literally the last game I pre-ordered was Pokemon. And I don't regret it. It's still a shit game, but I don't. But yeah, it looks really cool. It looks really cool, I must say. So sadly, I'm not gonna buy it on launch. So I mean, I doubt you're gonna buy it on launch.
No, I have no intention of doing it. I've not been. Yeah. Doesn't interest me massively.
It looks very cool. It looks like a very well done RPG.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm probably gonna get it in January. Wait a bit of time. Maybe the price will drop. Also, because I'm not gonna have my console on me when it comes out. So yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to play it anyway. So yeah. I don't know how many times I've said "so yeah" in the past 10 minutes.
That's fine.
Anyway, apart from that, yeah, I haven't been playing any. Apart from Hogwarts Mystery, I haven't been playing anything else. Well, apart from Fire Emblem. That's
Yeah,
it.
still more Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Not much because I took a bit of a break this weekend, but
Okay.
and I've been playing a bit of Civ 5, but
Oh,
there's
fair
not much to say about Civ 5. It's just Civ 5.
The only other thing I've got one other new game because it was a $5, and I thought why not, was a game called, I think it's The Council,
Okay.
which is it's a strange game. The first episode's free, so I thought I played through the first episode before I bought. Even though it was $5, I was like, I'll play through the first episode because it's an episodic game, very much like a Telltale sort of game. And it's kind of ridiculous. The voice acting and the animation is terrible, but I'm still finding myself really intrigued about what's going on.
What's the game?
It's called The Council, so it's you're playing as some guy whose name I've forgotten. That's how invested I am. Him and his mother are part of this secret order thing. His mother's gone missing. He's gone to meet this guy who owns a private island who's hosting this big party, and he's invited historical figures. So there's Napoleon's there, George Washington's there, all sorts of other big figures, probably big figures from history whose names I just don't know. It's one of those sort of episodic story games, and I'm quite enjoying it, even though on the one hand I'm like, this is terrible, but on the other hand, I also
it is a terrible game then.
It's both terrible and great at the same time.
Okay.
It's fun. I like these sort of games. They're my favorite kind of games to play, so I don't mind, even though it probably isn't the best game. It's got some pretty good features. So obviously you have conversations, and what you say impacts how people feel about you and whether they trust you later on and stuff. But you don't just have a list of options you can say. You also have certain skills you unlock. So you level up after doing so many things. You can get all sorts of different skills, improve your questioning skill, improve your history skill. So when you're talking to certain people, you can unlock different things to say. Mm-hmm. And how many points you put in this, it affects how much energy it costs to say that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then certain characters have a weak against certain type of lines of questioning. So some people you can use politics to convince them to
Pokemon?
talk to you, or some of them, or I tried talking to George Washington, and I tried using my political skills against him, and obviously he's a politician, so it didn't work very well.
Yeah.
So you've got to think of what's the best thing to use to get them to agree with me or trust me. So it's good. It does give an extra sort of element to that sort of style of game where it's you actually have to. You can't just sort of say random things and hope for the best. You actually have to sort of think more about what you're saying.
Okay.
And so far I'm enjoying it. The puzzle. I finished the first episode. It's left at a cliffhanger. So once we finish this, I probably will carry on playing it because I kind of want to see where it's going. But it's not too bad.
Oh, that's okay.
But not many people like it. That's why it got reduced to a $5.
Let's see the reviews.
I think the reviews aren't great for The Council.
I mean, it has a 9 out of 10 on Steam, apparently.
Oh, really? Oh, maybe people do like it more. Oh, yeah, actually, it has got really good reviews. I thought no one liked this game, and that's why it was so cheap.
9 out of 10 on Steam, 8.5 out of 10 on Game Pit, which I've never heard of. Let's see what it has on Game Informer. It's a bunch of text. We love that when there's just a splooge of text. Okay, 6.5 on Game Informer. Okay. Demon Video Game, which I have no idea what it is. Never heard of a Demon game. A bunch of text again. Gives it an 8.3. That's cool. Metacritic, a 74. Okay, it's one of those games.
What do you mean, one of those games?
Well, one of those games that don't that how do I put this? Well, one of those games that are in the realm of the 70s, which are okay, but you don't think, oh, this was great.
Okay, that's how I would sort of say it. It's it's not the best game. Like, I'm not here saying, oh, it's like the best game I've ever played. I'm saying it's decent, and it's the sort of style I really enjoy. So I'm very much enjoying carrying on with it.
Okay.
And then also like your decisions. So if you've been good enough to convince someone to do this, or you kept a promise or something, so one of your other stats goes up, which is helpful.
I don't know. I like these guys. It's is it a murder mystery or just a mystery game?
At the moment, it's just kind of a mystery. I don't want to spoil too much, but there is.
Don't spoil.
Yeah,
I imagine there was gonna be a murder. The fucking tone of the game looks.
By the end of this, I will say I won't spoil who or what, but the choices I've made have led to a murder. From what I have seen of the game, well, there's a lot of sort of bits where it's like, do I go this way? Do I go this way? Sort of decisions. Yeah. So it's the choices are a bit binary at points, but the choices I made ended up with, yes, someone is now dead.
Okay.
But I don't know if there was another option I could have taken, and I'm like, if I hadn't have done that, would that person still be alive or not?
Yeah.
Or it's the same with a lot of sort of those sort of games where you're actually there just like, how much do my decisions actually affect what happens? So I'd have to start the next section. I will probably play it again later because I am curious. Like, okay, if I'd have done this, would like this person be alive, or would they still have died and I'd still be accused, sort of thing? Okay. I know I will probably be carrying on this game once we finish recording, because I haven't played any today and I actually really want to see what happens. Well, I'm debating whether to carry on with that to see what happens, or whether to finish off Dragon Age on my stream. Because I'm only like, I don't know, maybe an hour away from finishing Dragon Age. Well, depends how long it takes me to finish how long it takes me to finish the final boss, really. Which could be a while.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. I recommend both, honestly.
Yeah, well, we shall see as well.
We shall see. Well, I'll see in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes if you're online.
Yeah, that's true.
He chose that.
Yes, you will see. You'll know what I'm up to.
Exactly. So yeah, everyone, if you want to watch Ginja's stream, tune in a week ago. Tune in 15 minutes a week ago.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll be streaming when this podcast comes out, whenever people are listening.
You'll probably be streaming. You usually stream after we record the podcast.
Yeah, so I mean, actually, to be fair, this time next week, we'll be recording the other podcast, won't we?
Well, yeah. We'll probably be recording the other podcast, but usually you stream after we record the podcast. So.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah. Yeah, I think, I don't know, this week wasn't a very exciting week. We had some more chill episode this one.
Yeah,
we haven't played
some
many
more games.
Yeah, well, you played Catherine, which is exciting.
Yeah. You do play Catherine by next week. You're going to see what you think. And
I doubt I will have played it by next
fair enough.
week.
I'm hoping to have finished it, because it's actually not that long from what I've been told.
I'll see, because I might shift for a while to my... I'm planning to shift to my computer, to some of my to give Steam a bit more attention rather than my console. So yeah. So yeah. I'll let you know next week. Well, we'll know next week if I've played it. I think I just hit my microphone, so apologies for that, everyone.
Well,
lol. But yeah, and I'll try to we might get an intro at some point very soon, because I might have found someone who can make us an intro for the podcast. I know, right? We're getting an intro. And did you hear in the last episode, the editor has put in the air horn sound effects?
Oh,
we were
did they? Oh, yeah, amazing.
Yeah, he did so.
Awesome. I had to go back and re-listen to it.
I was just listening to it whilst I was editing all the details on it today. So,
Nice.
so yeah, that's good. So yeah, add an air horn here at the end for everyone who made it. You get an air horn. Pew, pew, pew. Anyway,
there you go.
I think it's we're good for this week. So yeah, as usual, please go follow Ginja on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Ginja_gaming.
Yep,
Correct?
indeed.
Yeah, it is indeed. And because he makes a lot of fun streaming content of many games, a diverse library of games, I think.
Thank you.
And yeah, apart from that, everyone, we'll
subscribe,
see you.
all of that stuff as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just subscribe
to.
Also, in the comments, let us know what Harry Potter house you read to piss off Bo.
Please don't.
Do it.
But yeah, subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon so you get reminded that every week on the same day this podcast comes out. It's not very hard to remember, but it's Tuesdays, everyone. And apart from that, we'll see you next week with a new exciting episode of the Ginja Bo Podcast. Bye, everyone.
Bye.